The following episode is explicit and is intended for mature audiences. Listener and viewer discretion is advised.
Are you sure?
All right, hey everybody, it's Nathaniel Avila reporting from Dallas County, and I'm here with Kat, another cat, and also Clara in a Hello Cat.
Their names are
thing.
Ghost and Simon. As you guys know, Nathaniel refuses to call them by their names, as have been stated before in previous episodes. Welcome to our podcast, The Devil in the Detail, where we talk about all things Helluva Boss and Hazbin Hotel. Did you run out of your cookies?
I ran out of cookies.
Oh well.
So, there's a couple of things, a little bit, a bit of some updates coming on. So, this month, we are waiting for the next episode of Helluva Boss, which is
right.
Mastermind.
That's right.
Which is going to debut the character of Adolphus? Is that his name?
I think so. Stolas' brother-in-law?
I think he's a Goetia, I know that.
I'm pretty sure we've seen him before, but I guess we'll see him in a bigger capacity.
Have we seen him before? I thought we only saw him in a trailer.
No, I believe we saw him in the episode where Stella was like, "I'm gonna kill Stolas," and then Adolphus was like, "Don't do that yet."
That's this is the guy I'm talking about. This dude.
Ah, okay. So I'm thinking about somebody else.
Yeah, you're thinking about the other guy.
The other guy.
Vasago. That's his name. Vasago. Okay, and he's going to be played by Harvey Guillen.
Okay. So we're introducing the character Vasago.
Yeah.
Yes.
And he's being played by Harvey Guillen.
Harvey Guillen, yes.
Who probably know him as Guillermo from What We Do in the Shadows. And a bunch of other characters.
Yes. So.
Yeah. So that should be
cool.
interesting to see what he does with that character.
Definitely.
And so, and then they're also going to introduce the character of Satan into the Helluverse. So, what do you think about that?
I'm excited to see Satan.
And he's gonna make his debut in Mastermind.
Yes.
Now, people believe that the season finale, Sinsmas, is gonna be where they're gonna introduce the rest of the 6 sins. And they're all going to come together, except for Lucifer, because he's Hazbin Hotel. He's tied up in other IP contracts. So that means by Sinsmas we're going to be introduced to Belphegor, and we're also going to see Leviathan. Finally, we've seen him before, but like in pictures and stuff.
And that could have changed by now.
In Hazbin Hotel. Is it the pilot or the actual series?
I've seen him in the pilot. I don't know if he was in the series or not. I can't remember. I don't remember. He might have been in a picture in Lucifer's office. I don't remember.
Yeah. So people think that's what's gonna happen, but we don't know yet. And then in season 2 of Hazbin Hotel, it was announced that they might have 7. You're going to have 7 new characters.
7 new characters.
Goodness. Who do you think the 7 new characters are?
Well, obviously Baxter is one of the new ones.
Baxter is
about Baxter.
Who's playing Baxter?
Who?
Yeah, do you know who's playing Baxter?
No.
You don't know who's playing Baxter?
I don't pay attention.
Okay.
Very well to cast and stuff.
I know the entire thing is cast. Like they already filmed.
Yeah.
They finished doing all the voice acting and everything. So Baxter and
I think maybe perhaps Molly.
Yeah, I think it would be really interesting
since we're gonna get more of Heaven.
Yeah. So when she sees Serpentius, he's like, "I know your brother."
Yeah, maybe, possibly.
I know your brother, and then she's all like, we gotta shave him." Because I'm Molly. Is that
how she's gonna sound like?
Yeah. I always thought she would sound more like kind of like Angel Dust in that Italian type,
like a New York,
like a Brooklyn, New Jersey type
Italian
thing.
Brooklyn accent
where she's all
that's
"Hey,
what
what's
doing.
tomato?"
She's like, "Oh, my brother's in hell."
Oh, my brother's in hell.
Are you telling me you seen my dear brother Angel?
She didn't. He wasn't
That's
called
not
Angel
what he was
Dust.
called, I know. What was his real name?
Anthony.
Anthony? My dear brother Anthony.
My dear brother Anthony.
Really leaning into those W's.
Yeah, that's how she
My
talks.
brother.
That's how she talks. We saw her like as a background character in the
We did.
Welcome to Heaven
Welcome to
sequence.
Heaven, yes.
And the Welcome to Heaven number.
Let me see. I'm gonna be honest. I hope they bring in Fergus.
Clara says she wants to see Fergus.
I want Fergus. I want Fergus in there. Bring back Fergus.
We do love Fergus. People are considering Lilith a new character, even though we saw her at the end of the first season.
She didn't really play much of a role.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah. And we don't know who is playing Lilith. And then we also have, probably most likely, Adina is going to come in, which we talked about last episode. So that's 3 characters. Who else do you think?
Well,
There's 4 left.
I really don't know the non-canon characters very well. So it could be entirely new characters that haven't been introduced in the non-canon. In which case, then I would have no guess because I don't know.
If Baxter is going to be in there, I would think Crymini would be there.
That would make sense if they added in Crymini as well.
Yeah, Crymini and Squish.
And Squish! Let's get Squish in!
Yeah. And then I don't know who else. Maybe some other biblical, maybe Eve might show up. What do you think?
That's a possibility.
Eve. What style of Eve do you want? Do you want the theory that Eve is actually more ruthless than Adam?
I don't know. I mean, knowing Hazbin Hotel, I'm sure that there's meant to be certain subversions happening, right? Obviously with Adam being the way that he is, that's definitely not what you would expect from someone like Adam, right? But then is it going to be the same with Eve? Is she going to be exactly how we expect, or is it going to be something like what will happen with Adam?
Like that she's also
super
just intense. It's like,
really
Adam's just a
bad person.
Adam just does what he wants. The children have their fun. Now it's the adults' time to play. And then she comes in and basically takes over.
Yeah.
Even though a lot of people think Lute is going to be the new leader of the Exorcist Corps, which is the most logical explanation, the most logical leap. There's also the other characters like Ebony. Maybe. What do you think?
One of the angels?
Mm-hmm.
It could happen. Yeah.
Ebony, who is one of the Exorcist Corps, but went rogue.
Yes.
And then
I recall.
I don't know. We might see Abel, maybe Seth, maybe Cain.
Yeah, we could see any number of biblical figure.
Yeah. What do you think? Do you think Vivzie is gonna keep on with the whole biblical character thing, or is she just gonna end it at Adam and Saint Peter and that's it?
I don't know. Well, then again, I don't remember if he was actually Saint Peter.
She called him Saint Peter.
Right, she did, right? That's what I thought. I don't know. I mean, I don't know where it cuts off from the Bible, from the point of biblically accurate, as opposed to what we have now. Because obviously, Vivzie's universe doesn't have a god figure.
I think that they did, but she just isn't gonna. She's not gonna be shown.
Yeah, not in Hazbin Hotel.
Yeah.
So there's plenty of room for diverging from biblically accurate characters.
Right. So yeah, that's what we got, and then that's pretty much it in terms of the updates on the show that I can think of. Can you think of anything else, Clara?
No, I'm very much not great at keeping up with things.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I know.
All right, so let's talk about who are we talking about?
Today we're talking about Stolas.
You mean Broless?
Yeah. Bro. Oh, just read your script.
Okay, well, yeah. So basically, Stolas is like a demon owl
Yes.
guy.
A Goetia.
Well, yeah, we haven't got to that part yet.
What?
So he goes around hell like he kind of owns the place, which he does, kind of. Now he's a tall, slender, feathered drama king with a white heart-shaped face that screams, "Look at me!" Right, Clara?
Sure does.
Complete with a tiny black beak that's just begging to sass someone. Oh, hoo, hoo. Oh, what's so funny? What's so funny?
This sounds ridiculous.
Like in a funny way?
No.
What? Oh, and those eyes? 4 of them. Oh,
boy.
yeah.
4.
Almond-shaped, deep red, and stacked like some demonic traffic signal, glowing with excitement whenever he's feeling extra spicy. Oh, yeah. Right, Clara?
Yeah.
So his feathers are chic gray-blue, fading into darker shades on his head, and his tail that's so extra it might as well have its own runway show. On his chest, he rocks a light gray-blue fluff, like a stylish ascot that just grew there naturally. His limbs are long, black, and skinny as a model on Fashion Week, right? Ending in a sharp bird-like claws that say, "Mess with me, and I'll mess you up."
Mess with me and I'll mess you up.
Like that?
Sure.
So when it comes to outfits, Stolas is the demon equivalent of GQ's Best Dressed. Do you disagree?
No, it's just so funny.
Like, thank you, Clara.
Not in a good way.
No! So he loves to mix it up, but his go-to ensemble is a deep red tunic with golden buttons because gold screams, "I'm important," paired with beige breeches that keep it classy. And to top it off, a fabulous feathered top hat with literal gold crown.
Gorgeous.
Right. And a burgundy cape with tattered drama at the hem, plush fur at the collar, and gloves trimmed with feathers because he's Stolas, darling. Did you like that?
No.
What? So yeah, that's his design.
Okay.
Do you like it?
I do like Stolas' design, actually.
Let's talk about his human design.
Let's talk about it.
So, when he goes to his human disguise, he shrinks down to a shorter human-sized version of himself, though still tall enough to give most humans neck cramps. He trades in his usual 4 spooky eyes with just 1 pair, complete with white sclera, red irises, and actual pupils. Now, it's a whole new vibe, and somehow he makes it work, right, Clara?
Yep. He
So,
sure does.
Yeah, so now his owl plumage is replaced by sleek gray hair that makes him look like a charmingly eccentric professor who might moonlight as a secret agent. And the outfit, he swaps his royal demon couture for a deep red vest with coattails that give a subtle nod to his tail feathers because, branding. Underneath, he rocks a gray high collar shirt with light gray puff tie that screams dapper villain, right?
Yes.
Paired with the dark gray pants and shiny black shoes that would moonwalk straight into any gala. Now, in the Seeing Stars episode, Stolas casually picks up a pair of red lensed glasses that he wears perched on his forehead, almost like a cheeky homage to his regular form second set of eyes. So, what do you think?
I think that his human form is fabulous.
Do you like human Stolas or owl Stolas?
I like owl Stolas better.
How dare you? How dare you?
Are you some kind of human Stolas fanatic or
I
something?
am a human Stolas fanatic. Actually, I wish they were all humans.
I wish this wasn't taking place in hell. It was taking place in California.
Yeah, California or some garbage. So now Stolas is the walking, talking embodiment of royal on the outside, chaos on the inside. Now, at first glance, he's exactly what you'd expect from a hellish noble. Regal, grandiose, and rocking the kind of wardrobe that makes you question your own life choices. Now, his mansion is a definition of over-the-top decadence, stuffed with elaborately framed portraits of himself and his family, because why not? Remind everyone just how important he is, right?
Sure.
You didn't even hear what I said.
I did.
So, but peel back the layers, right? And you've got a flamboyant, dramatic, and hilariously eccentric demon that doesn't take his royal image nearly as seriously as everyone thinks he should.
Are you sure?
What do you mean, are you sure? What do you mean, am I sure?
I don't know. This doesn't sound like Stolas to me.
That does sound like Stolas. Now, Stolas thrives on his own emotions, often running full speed ahead on excitement while ignoring those pesky rules or expectations.
Sure.
He's wicked smart, too, a total bookworm with an encyclopedic knowledge of Hell's laws and lore, which he has had since childhood, because, of course, even baby Stolas was ahead of the curve.
Absolutely.
Now, here's the thing, though. Stolas isn't exactly winning Father of the Year or Friend of the Decade. He tends to get so wrapped up in his own interest, whether it's his garden of killer hell plants or his spicy encounter with Blitz, that he forgets other people have feelings too.
That's true.
And let's not sugarcoat it, he's made some very questionable choices, right, Clara?
That's for certain.
From his messy, loveless marriage to Stella to the complicated affair with Blitz.
Well, hold on. He didn't have a choice in the marriage with Stella. That was an arranged marriage. And he couldn't say no to it. What do you mean? It's true.
I'm agreeing with you.
Are you? It didn't sound like it.
I'm agreeing with you. That's
sounded
your
like
opinion,
you were just going, my opinion is fact.
So, yeah, I mean, he's also navigating a minefield of emotional dilemmas that isn't always great at handling them. But at least he's trying. Waka waka. His bond with his daughter, right?
Yeah.
Octavia is proof that he's not a total disaster, even if he's still figuring out how to be a good dad. Now, and speaking of Blitz, Stolas doesn't just have a romantic side. It's full-on romantic chaos. His over-the-top with his passion indulging in flowery, wildly explicit language that would make anyone blush or cringe depending on the audience. BDSM, bondage, definitely on the table. He's swooning over Blitz like a love-struck teenager who's also fully invested in Hell's trashiest soap operas because, let's be real, Stolas lives for the drama.
He sure does.
Yep. So, despite all the flamboyance and moral ambiguity, Stolas has a softer side. He's nurturing with the people and hell plants he loves, genuinely devoted to Octavia, and shows glimpses of regret when she realizes he's messed up. Sure, he's a morally questionable demon with a grimoire that lets him scare the pants off humans for fun, but deep down, Stolas is a lonely soul who just wants someone to share his books, his passions, and wildly chaotic heart with. What do you think, Clara?
I think that that's very true.
Do you think he should get that?
I do. I think he deserves that.
That seems to be the main thing that is driving the show. Do you think the season finale would have Blitz and Stolas be together?
I don't know if the season finale will have it, but I do hope that the series finale will have them together by then.
I think the series finale is going to be like Charlie comes in, he's like, let's go join the Hazbin Hotel. And that's how it ends.
Season 4 is Lucifer contacts them and forces them to assassinate all of his daughter's friends.
And then he's like, I'm going to freaking
like,
send Octavia to get sexually assaulted. I'm the good girl.
I'm good.
Yeah, I'm gonna freaking imprison Stolas. So yeah, and then let's talk about Stolas' powers, right?
Let's talk about Stolas' powers.
So as a member of Hell's upper crust, he's basically biologically immortal. So he's got that forever young energy, or at least forever alive, unless an angel takes a personal interest kind of deal. According to Blitz, in Apology Tour, the only way to send Stolas packing for good is with angelic weaponry. So, yeah, obviously, stuff we already knew.
In Apology Tour, we find that out like a while ago, actually.
Mm-hmm. So when things get real, Stolas can turn up the intimidation dial to 11, and he morphs into a massive nightmare-inducing demon with jet black feathers, enormous wings, jagged teeth to give a shark envy, and 2 sets of glowing red eyes that scream, "Run."
I do enjoy Stolas's more demonic form.
Full demon form?
Full demon form.
I like Charlie's full demon form, which is just horns.
There's a little more to it.
And the tail?
Yeah, she gets the horn, she gets the tail. Her eyes change, too.
So yeah. He also has the ability to take on the human form, which we already know, which we talked about already. Oh, and he also has an owl. Since he's an owl, he can swivel his head a full 180 degrees without so much as a wince. So, yeah, there's that. So because he's an owl,
which is super cool.
I mean, I guess. So Stolas can also turn his enemies to stone with nothing but a well-aimed glare. One look and bam, you're a lawn ornament.
That's right.
Now, whether it's for tender moments or terrifying chaos, Stolas knows how to make things move. He gently levitates his grimoire to soothe Octavia in her time of need, but can also flip the switch and start chucking monitors across the room like a paranormal wrecking ball looking at you, dork's headquarters. Now, Stolas doesn't show up on Earth uninvited. He possesses humans, causing them to spasm as they're transformed into walking horror shows with red eyes, sharp teeth, and a signature eye stripes. As if that weren't enough, those poor hosts can summon Stolas' full physical form to Earth just by standing on his seal. So, there's that.
I did not know that. That's really interesting.
Yeah. So, got a full room of corpses? Stolas can fix that. He demonstrates his power by temporarily animate the dead, using them like marionettes to stretch out his seal and grant himself entry into the human world. Now, Stolas also disrupts electric signals of security cameras and monitors in the dork's headquarters, although it's unclear if this power is tied to his possession skills or something else entirely. So, there's that. Stolas can also do portals. Also, he doesn't need his grimoire to whip up a gateway. In Truth Seekers, he casually creates a portal from Earth to Hell, and in Seeing Stars, he crosses into the living world like it's no big deal. He can even access the different rings of Hell, as shown in Ozzy's, making him the ultimate demon travel agent. What do you think?
The ultimate demon travel agent?
Yeah, because he can open portals.
Yeah. Okay.
So
It's kind of ridiculous.
in a good way.
No, because other demons can open portals too.
Oh, like who?
Osmodeus.
Never heard of them.
What the heck? Keep going.
Next, who else you got?
Who else do I have about who can open portals?
Yes.
I assume Lucifer.
Never seen him do it.
Okay.
So, yeah, so you think getting your leg broken and stabbed would warrant a scream or two, but not Stolas. In Western Energy, he takes Stryker's brutal attack like a champ, barely reacting. So, and also, who needs PowerPoint when you got full-on demonic grimoire? In The Full Moon, Stolas projects a moving image of Blitz traveling between Hell and Earth to explain the Asmodean crystal. Educational and magical. Nah. Forget portals. Stolas can teleport objects and multiple people instantly. In The Full Moon, he whisks Blitz outside his mansion without even breaking a sweat. So, there's that. He also has a love for plants. Right?
A love for plants?
Yeah, especially hell flora.
Okay.
He tends to his extravagant garden with care and devotion. So, there's that.
That's not a power, but okay.
Well, I'm just talking about his interests right now.
Oh.
He's also got an artistic streak, right? On Voxtagram,
Sure.
He's shown to be pretty skilled at drawing and doodling, creating whimsical and detailed illustrations that are surprisingly charming for a demon of his stature. Thanks to his extra set of eyes, Stolas can power through massive piles of paperwork or books in record time, as demonstrated in Oops. So not only he can speed read, he also has photographic memory of what he reads, making him a walking encyclopedia.
That's pretty cool.
That's pretty epic.
That's pretty epic.
Now, Stolas draws his origin from what is known as the Ars Goetia, which is what we know. Mm-hmm. Now, the Ars Goetia is an infamous chapter of the Lesser Key of Solomon, where he is described as one of the great princes of hell. So that's where the Stolas demon comes from.
Yes.
He's from the Lesser Key of Solomon. So, in this ancient demonology grimoire, Stolas is depicted as a crowned owl with long legs, a form that is directly referenced to his character design in Helluva. Now, in the Ars Goetia, Stolas is known for his vast knowledge of astronomy, herbs, and precious stones, which aligns beautifully with his portrayal on the show as a bibliophile and a scholar with a deep connection to plants and the occult. Now, the creators of Helluva have cleverly taken this mythological foundation and layered it with personality, drama, and flair, transforming Stolas into a lovable, flamboyant, and complex character we see today. So what do you think about that?
Sounds good. I don't know what you want me to say in response to that.
We're talking about what the actual demon Stolas is.
Yeah.
where the character comes from.
Yeah, and... it sounds good.
Okay, well,
that's where she got him from.
Do you think they'll be friends?
Do I think that Stolas from Helluva will be friends with Stolas from the Greater Key of Solomon?
Yeah, the Lesser Key of Solomon.
Oh, sorry, the Lesser Key of Solomon. Excuse me. No.
Why? Why not?
I feel like the one from the Ars Goetia might be a little more demonic.
Okay.
And a little less single dad energy.
Single dad. So while Bibbsy Pop made it clear that he is not one of Hell's overlords, he is part of an elite tier known as the Goetia demons,
yes.
which we know. A fancy ancient clique with their own rules, seals, and mansions that scream, "I'm better than you." Cat, get away from my shirt, cat.
That's not gonna work.
Ha ha! How's it feel to be wrong, Clara?
She'll just come back.
So, so Stolas even name drops this prestigious group in Lululand because of course he does. Now, speaking of seals, Stolas's mansion proudly flaunts the Goetic emblem on his balcony. But did you know that it wasn't always his? Back in the day, his dad, Paimon, from Hereditary fame,
of course,
had his own seal slapped on the place. When Stolas inherited the digs, he naturally swapped it out for his own because every self-respecting demon needs to personalize their hellish palace. Now, Stolas' love for plants and stars isn't just for show, right? It's a nod to the mythological Stolas who taught astronomy and had a thing for herbs and precious stones, which we just talked about.
Yes.
His gardening obsession was even teased on Voxtagram before Lululand, and let's not forget his owl quirks. Like hooting at the end of his laughs and keeping a Ziploc bag of dead rodents in the fridge. Because nothing says I'm the great prince of hell like a midnight snacks of decomposing mice. Yes. So now for the juicy tidbits. Stolas has a ton of siblings, which Paimon casually hints at in The Circus.
Yes.
Referring to him as the Owl Boy, suggesting that his siblings might be other bird-like creatures or completely different animals. Also in The Circus, we learn about the mess that is his love life. On his birthday, he was informed of his arranged marriage to Stella, and he also developed a little crush on Blitz. After witnessing his circus performance, now the man's life is a soap opera, and we love every second of it.
Hell yeah, we do.
No, we can't. You can't say that.
I can, and I will.
No,
you can't stop me.
So, do you think Stolas's the other Goetia are other bird-like creatures and not just owls?
It's possible. We've only really seen because Stella and her brother are both Goetia.
Yeah.
And I can't, it's hard to say whether Stella is owl-like or if she's more secretary crane.
Right.
As opposed to her brother, which he's also kind of owl-like, but he might just be some kind of Arctic bird.
Right. I see that. Yeah, because Visago looks like a macaw, like a tropical bird.
Yeah, he does. He doesn't look owl like Visago.
Androlphus might be another type of bird.
I can't see it.
Let me see. Apparently, he's supposed to be like a peacock.
A peacock. Yes, that makes sense for him.
He's supposed to be a peacock, and Stella is supposed to be. All it just says is she's a white avian, like a white.
A white avian. Let me take a look at Stella. Let me get a closer look at her. Because whenever I see her, she makes me think of Secretary Bird a little bit. Yes. Could be a different bird. Could just be some random bird.
Are we gonna see some of Stolas' other characters?
I think we very well might.
So I know that the other characters are actually pulled from actual like lore, like Adrolphus and Visago are both from the Ars Goetia Demonology Testament of Solomon. Do you want to see Adrolphus's actual like portrayal?
I sure do. Would love to.
It's just a peacock.
Yeah,
with a bunch of eyes.
We'll say that right now, guys. It's literally just a peacock.
With a bunch of eyes on the feathers.
Yeah, a bunch of eyes on the feathers, but peacocks already have eye-like designs on their feathers.
I think these are actual eyes.
I assume that they are actually eyes, yes, because to make it more demon-like.
And Androlphus is like a...
What does Androlphus look like?
He's like, he rides an alligator.
Ooh, fancy man. He's got a bird on his hand. He's wearing some armor.
He looks like an avatar, like a Na'vi.
He looks like a Na'vi.
Yeah, and he's riding.
He's mind linking with the crocodile.
Well, he's riding a crocodile. Like, he has a saddle on it. And he has like those straps.
Yeah, he's got a what are those called? I thought I knew it, but I didn't anymore. I forgot.
So yeah.
A rein.
Yeah, he has a rein on them. So yeah, I mean, there's other ones, like we might see Arobis, Amon, Murmur, Folklore, Gremory.
Oh, I hope we see Gremory.
Gremory. It's just a guy. He's riding a camel, and he's looking at you like, "Do you believe this?
Can you?
And he's
are
like,
you guys seeing this right now?
Are you seeing this?" This is how he looks.
That he does look like that.
He's just some guy riding a. I think
yeah,
he has horns, but
it looks just like some man riding a camel.
Riding a camel, and he's looking at you like, "Can you believe this?" I think this looks like a Dragon Ball Z character.
Are you even looking?
This is like a Dragon Ball Z character.
A little bit. We're looking at a colored piece right now.
So yeah, do you think we're gonna see the other members of the Ars Goetia in Helluva?
I think we very well could.
Okay, it looks like Vivzi is taking kind of a lot of like liberties with the character design.
Yeah.
Because Visago in Demonology and in Helluva look very different.
Yes, but that's to be expected.
How so?
What do you mean, how so?
Because Stolas is an owl.
Yeah, Stolas is an owl, and what's his face is a peacock, sure. But I mean, Vivzi isn't exactly the type to be like, oh, this person that I'm pulling from is supposed to be just like a man. Sure, no. She's gonna turn him into some kind of like creature.
Yeah, he's like a guy riding a camel.
A guy riding a camel? A guy riding a crocodile?
It'll probably be like a.
I mean, he could have a pet crocodile, but it seems that we're really going with the bird themes for the Goetia family.
Yeah. Actually, I know Visago is shown with other people in the Mastermind trailer. Mastermind.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, as I remember seeing more birds or something around them.
No, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I think these are other Goetia. I'm not 100% sure.
I mean, they're birds. They have to be.
There's a crow guy.
There's
this, I think he's a vulture.
Possible.
This lynx guy.
Oh, a lynx.
I think that might be an ocelot. But there was this guy. Oh. I don't know what that is.
What? Maybe it's...
Like an alien.
What's his name?
Steve?
No, the cat. The Hellcat.
Oh, you think that's Scorpio?
It's Scorpio, guy!
It's Scorpius.
Scorpius! It's him!
You think it's Scorpius?
It's Scorpius! No, I don't know. Probably not.
And then we got this this plague doctor guy.
Very fun.
Whose name... I don't recognize any of these guys. Although, I don't know, maybe they'll give them names. Maybe Vizzy will give them names eventually. So yeah, anyway, what were we talking about?
Stolas.
Okay, yeah, Stolas. Now, Stolas isn't all poison grace, though in Western Energy he suffers from gnarly injuries that Vizzy Pop confirmed will have lasting consequences. Add to this dependency on Belphegor branded Happy Pills. So it's the only time we've seen Happy Pills. It's the only time we've seen Belphegor referenced in the show. Canonically.
Yes.
So yeah. And you start to see his more vulnerable side. Now, while he's no villain, Stolas has his darker moments, but hey, who doesn't in hell? Nah. Fun fact, despite being owl-inspired, some of his own sound effects come from ostriches.
Ooh.
Now, and he also has a cloaca.
Well, yeah, he's a bird.
Confirmed in the full moon, so yeah. Also, Stolas can be summoned by Satanists on Earth, which honestly feels like the hellish equivalent of having a cult fan club. Nah. So, add in his knack for memorizing spells from his grimoire, his lightweight buddy that can make him Princess Carable, whatever that means.
What?
Oh, they make his lightweight body that makes him Princess Carryable. Like, you can hold him like bridal style.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
See, a live proof that Nathaniel has no idea what his script says.
No, it does. I just told you what it said.
Yeah, before you were confused about it.
Dang it, I lost my spot. It's because of you. I gotta...
He's got to find his spot, so it's up to me to vamp in the meantime,
Okay,
which, as you guys know, is just me saying that I'm going to vamp. Okay.
I got it. So...
Go ahead.
Yeah, so... he also has a childhood stuffed animal, right? Resembling Max from Sam and Max. You remember Sam and Max, right?
I remember Ruby and Max.
That's
Ruby and Max. No. Ruby and Max. Okay.
Is that like a reference? Oh, Sam. Oh, yeah. Sam and Max is a video game character.
Yes.
Yeah. It's a video game franchise.
Mm.
So yeah. To top it all off, Sam Haft, who is the songwriter, loves writing songs for him. Vivzy clarified that he's no villain, and his best line in season 1, "We're rich and we're hot." That's Vivzy's favorite line from season 1.
That's a good one. It's a good line.
It's an okay line.
You're just a hater.
No. So, yeah, before Helluva Boss spread its chaotic wings, Stolas was already destined for the spotlight. Now, Vivzy had confirmed in a tweet that his Owl Prince was 100% set to make an appearance in Hazbin Hotel. Did you know that?
No.
So yeah, we're gonna see.
Oh, great.
Yeah. I mean, that's what she said before Helluva Boss came out.
Ah, yes.
So
good.
That was the original plan. That Stolas was gonna be in Hazbin Hotel. But I guess that didn't happen.
Good, I don't want that.
So, Stolas would get into growing into one of the most complex dramatic characters in the Helluva Boss universe. Now, in the Helluva Boss Q&A, Bryce Pinkman, the guy who plays Stolas, gave us all the feels when he described Stolas' view of Blitz. He described that Blitz represents someone Stolas can truly be himself with. A refreshing break from the royal mask he wears for everyone else.
Aww.
While the relationship is definitely physical, cue Stolas' explosion of flower monologues, Bryce Pinkman.
What? You keep going as if I can understand anything that
Do you
you're
like
saying.
my Pierre Griffin laugh?
No.
Oh.
What?
I said cue Stolas' explicit flowery monologues.
Oh.
Yeah.
Thank you. I simply could not understand.
Anyway, Pinkman emphasized that there's, and I quote, nothing deeper going on. Both characters wrestle with their feelings, making their romance a bit of a steamy chaos and emotional vulnerability. Now, when Pinkman auditioned for Stolas, he pulled inspiration from two iconic sources. I bet you never guessed who it is.
No, who?
The first one was King George from Hamilton.
Whoa. Crazy.
Yeah. And the second was
You'll be back. Soon you'll see.
You think that's where he got his singing
You'll
voice?
remember you belong to me. Maybe. Keep going.
Sean Adams.
John Adams? I know him. That can't be.
Is that how he talks? He
Yeah,
does this?
that's how he talks. That's that little guy who spoke to me.
What was it? 85?
85!
Why do you say it like that?
I don't
like,
know.
85!
What was it? 85!
Oh, goodness, they'll eat him
That's
alive!
definitely it. You got it.
I sound exactly like him. I
Definitely.
sound exactly like Jonathan Groff. I sound exactly
You
like
sound
Jonathan
exactly
Groff.
like Jonathan Groff, for sure.
Yeah. Anyway, and the second person was his British dance teacher, grandmother-in-law.
Nice.
No, not nice.
Oh.
Oh, it is nice.
Why is it not nice?
No, I said it is nice.
Oh, well then, why are you confusing
I
me?
don't know. So now the result is a playful and eccentric voice that's somewhere between Mrs. Doubtfire and the theatrical aristocrat. Basically perfect for Stolas. Now, Stolas' flair for fashion was also a big deal early on. His outfit changes for Lululand were first revealed during the BLM charity stream, showcasing just how much thought went into making the stylish royal that we know and love. Behind the scenes, Vizipop revealed that early in the writing process for season 1, she decided that Stolas and Blitz have to have met as kids. The decision not only shaped season 2, but gave the relationship a richer backstory. Initially, there was even debate whether their connection should remain a running gag or evolved into something more serious. When Vizipop asked Brandon Rogers, who plays Blitz, and he's also like a writer and producer of the show,
Yes.
for his thoughts, he argued for a deeper, more nuanced romance. That decision changed the trajectory of the series, turning their messy, complicated love story into one of its most compelling arcs.
Definitely.
So, from planned cameos to intricate storytelling and the voice performance of Hap inspired by a British grandma, Stolas has come a long way from his mythological roots. So, there's that. What do you think?
I definitely agree, and I would say that Bryce Pickman's like choices that he made in terms of like the character, how he sounds, I think that it shaped the character for the better.
I'm more of a Brock Baker guy.
I think it would have been really interesting to see Brock Baker's Stolas, but it was very clear that he portrayed him a lot more villainous than he has turned out to be. And I think it just wouldn't have worked with his vocal performance that he chose.
I don't think he can sing also.
I don't... Well, they would have just gotten somebody to sing for
You
him.
got Bryce Pigman to sing for him?
Maybe.
And he goes, when was it? 85! Oh my gosh, they'll eat him alive! That's from Helluva Boss, right?
Yeah, that's definitely one of the most popular Helluva Boss songs.
Right. So let's talk about... Now we're done with the boring canon stuff.
Yeah.
Let's
get into the juice.
Let's get into the juice. The juice is loose. No, that's not funny, Clara. So, we're talking about the non-canon.
The non-canon.
All right. What do you think the Stolas, non-canon Stolas, is like?
I think that non-canon Stolas is probably not as nice as canon Stolas.
Why makes you say that?
Just based on literally every other non-canon thing that we've read.
Okay.
It just seems that the non-canon leans towards the extreme.
Mm-hmm.
So my prediction is that Stolas isn't going to be quite as nice. Perhaps he still has those good qualities that we see in canon Stolas, but I think that there will still be more extremities.
Right.
Leaning towards the bad, since, the non-canon is generally more intense.
Right. So, let's get started with Stolas' birth.
Yes.
Now, from the moment he was born, hell itself threw a cosmic baby shower, a full day without the satanic star moon.
Ooh.
A meteor shower, and a constellation lighting up the skies. Now, as one of Paimon's 72 kids,
72.
Stolas was never going to have a normal life. When he came of age, his dad laid out a big shiny expectations: command demonic legions, study the heavens, and wield the family grimoire to dish out prophecies. Easy, right? Not so much.
Not so much.
Young Stolas struggled to make sense of the grimoire, fumbling through failed prophecy readings, while enduring Paimon's constant ridicule and abuse. When he finally did manage to read a prophecy, it revealed his own premature death.
Ooh.
Cue the tears and budding fear of mortality. Paimon's reaction? Mild annoyance. That his heir might kick the bucket before producing another heir. His solution? Marry Stolas off to Stella.
Yeah.
A fellow noble demon, in what will become one of Hell's most miserable unions. Stolas' childhood was anything but happy. Under Paimon's oppressive rule, Stolas was forced to meddle with humanity on Earth, commit atrocities, and endure harsh discipline, which left him with health anxiety and gnawing fear of death. Now, his arranged marriage with Stella was no better. Despite his efforts to make things work, Stella's cruelty knew no bounds. She mocked him, controlled his life, and physically assaulted him when he tried to stand up for himself. Bound by his principles, Stolas never fought back, refusing to strike her even though he outranked her in every way. Eventually, the couple had a daughter, Octavia, a silver lining in Stolas' stormy life. What do you think?
That's definitely not quite what I had expected. I see that it's going more the anxious baby route. Which, I mean, definitely it wasn't what I was expecting for the non-canon. It's very much more similar to the canon that I was expecting.
I did in this one.
He seems way more anxious,
right,
than in canon.
It seems like Stella is actually. I don't think the relationship was ever like abusive.
Oh no, I think it was.
Like physically?
I know she was like throwing stuff at him.
Yeah, but I know that she never like punched him. I know she put a hit out on him.
Maybe not something that we saw on screen, but definitely could have happened off screen.
Mm-hmm. You were pushed around by your mother and your sister. What was it? How'd it go?
You've been pushed around by your mother and your sister and your brother. And if you was married, you'd be pushed around by your wife.
And he was.
And he was
by his wife. I just wonder who sang that song.
Keith David.
Who?
Keith David.
Oh yeah, the guy from Smiley starring Sam Dawson and nothing else.
Definitely. Oh my gosh.
So Octavia became Stolas' anchor, right?
Mm-hmm.
Determined to give her the happiness he never had, he poured his love into their bond, setting aside his Goetia duties to spend time with her. He took her on trips to Lululand, taught her how to use his grimoire, and even created a star with her as a symbol of their love. But as his marriage to Stella crumbled and their constant fighting became impossible to hide, Octavia's once sweet personality hardened and the relationship strained. Enter Blitz.
Here he is, guys.
The imp who could upend Stolas' life. What started as a transactional fling, sex in exchange for Stolas' grimoire, quickly turned into something more for the lonely prince. Stolas, craving connection, felt a spark with Blitz, despite the imp's obvious manipulation and emotional predation. The affair only deepened the rift between Stolas and Stella, but this time Stolas didn't care. For the first time, he prioritized his own desires, refusing to apologize or regret his actions. Between his traumatic past, his complicated family dynamics, and his messy love life, Stolas is a perfect storm of tragedy, drama, and heart. His struggles to balance duty, love, and personal happiness make him one of Hell's most compelling and flawed royals. So, there's that. What do you think?
Sad.
How dare you.
Even in the non-canon.
Why
Only sadness.
Why is that only sadness?
Because it's like the same stuff.
Well,
It's definitely more extreme, like as I expected, just in a different way.
Right. Okay, so Stolas radiates an air of elegance, right?
Mm-hmm.
And regality. A true aristocrat of Hell in both form and fashion. His anthropomorphic owl-like appearance is nothing short of striking. With his tall, statuesque frame and sleek silhouette, he commands attention effortlessly. His face is adorned with a distinctive white heart-shaped facial disc, and a petite ebony beak perfectly captures the essence of an owl visage, giving him an ethereal, otherworldly form. Now, the two sets of red almond-shaped eyes stacked vertically, eerily lacking irises or pupils, flicker with white highlights when his emotions run high, adding an enigmatic glow to his already captivating gaze. Now, his physical form is both delicate, powerful, and long, graceful limbs shaded with deep black and in sharp talon-like feet, grounding him firmly in his avian identity. Now, his gray-blue feathers flow seamlessly into darker hues on his head to culminate in an impressive plume-like tail, while a softer patch of downy gray-blue fur rests on his chest, giving him an added touch of softness amid his commanding presence. When it comes to style, Stolas takes luxurious to a whole new level, Clara.
He sure does.
Yeah. Now, his frequent wardrobe changes are a testament to his flair for the dramatic, but his signature look is a masterpiece of royal opulence. He wears a crimson tunic, adorned with 6 interlocked golden buttons that trail down to the front, paired elegantly with beige breeches. Atop his head sits an exquisite feathered top hat crowned with a regal golden motif. Now, a flowing burgundy cape with artfully frayed edges cascades behind him, while a plush, ermine-inspired collar adds a dash of indulgence.
Opulence. You own everything.
Yep. Finishing off this theatrical ensemble are long black gloves trimmed with delicate white feathers at the elbows, making him the epitome of dramatic grandeur. What?
Did you mean dramatic grandeur?
No, I said demonic grandeur.
Oh, because you said something different.
Okay.
I think you said you didn't say demonic. I think you said demanic. So that's where I got confused. Demanic grandeur.
It's me, Molly.
I think what you said specifically was demanic grandeur.
Okay. It's me, Molly. I'm just demanic grandeur.
I'm Wally, and there's so much demonic grandeur.
Oh, Sir Puentius.
Demanic grandeur.
Sir Puentius, where's my brother?
Sir Puentius. Where's Anthony?
Where's my brother?
Where is he?
And then he's all like, he's in hell!
Well, you see, my good woman, he is in hell.
Is that how he talks?
Yeah, that's how he talks.
Okay.
Keep going.
So, yeah. No, let's talk about his abilities, right?
Let's talk about his
non-canon abilities. Now, he sheds his anthropomorphic elegance for a truly fearsome form. A massive full demon form. Reveals him as a jet black raven with an ominous blood red underside. Wings that could blot out the sky, and jagged teeth sharp enough to send shivers down any spine. His 2 sets of glowing red eyes pierce the darkness, adding a level of menace that screams unstoppable power. What's more, Stolas can manipulate the size of his form, making him a towering giant or a more... Get off. Go away.
What are you doing, silly girl?
So yeah, he can manipulate his size or of his form, making him a towering giant or a more compact but equally terrifying figure. So, there's that.
Very nice.
He's also immortal.
Whoa, crazy!
Like all high-ranking demons, he's immune to the ravages of time and illness, effectively existing outside the bounds of mortal fragility. However, his invincibility has its limits. Angelic weapons, such as holy blades, bullets, remain a fatal threat. Like, you knew that.
Yes.
So, yeah. He also, adding to his supernatural resume, is his oxygen independence. Now, Stolas is completely unbothered by the absence of air, casually strolling into outer space as though it was a weekend getaway. He even talks and sings in the vacuum with no signs of discomfort.
Okay, see...
What?
So that's just part of the non-canon? It's
Yeah.
just that you can talk and sing in the...
Vacuums of
In
space?
the vacuums of space.
Yeah.
Okay.
You got a problem with that?
No, I mean, it makes sense.
Okay.
Keep going.
Pair this with his thermal resistance, and you've got it being perfectly at home with unyielding extremes of space. Oh, yeah. Now, Stolas withstands the blustering radiation and freezing temperature of the cosmos without so much as a feather out of place, making him as unrelenting as the celestial bodies he studies. From his monstrous transformation to his godlike resistance to the elements, Stolas is not just a prince of hell, he's a force of nature. Oh, yeah. So, moving on. Stolas is without a doubt one of the most overpowered beings in hell. And he knows it. Right, Clara?
Yeah, I'd say so.
His abilities make him a walking or hovering force of nature, blending raw power, celestial mastery, and a flair for drama that perfectly suits his royal lineage. As a Goetic demon, let's revel in his god tier arsenal. Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it.
So at the core of Stolas' might is his demonic power, fueled by his lineage and his mystical grimoire. Now, this book isn't just a fancy accessory. It grants him near limitless access to arcane knowledge and cosmic energy. Right, Clara?
Yep.
Stolas can casually reshape the cosmos, summon constellations as decorations, and even obliterate planets with a flick of his metaphorical wrist. Need a solar system rearranged? Stolas has you covered. Right, Clara?
Yeah, that's his job.
Stolas has, so a few beings in hell can match his power, with his father Paimon and cousin Androlphus being among the rare exceptions. His celestial dominion isn't just theoretical. It's backed by jaw-dropping feats with constellation creation. Stolas has crafted many of Hell's star patterns, even scattering miniature ones around his mansion like cosmic knickknacks. His cosmic manipulation lets him summon meteors, shift celestial bodies, and even dabble in black holes and dark matter. Oh, and if he feels like blowing up a pocket dimension, no problem. During You Will Be Okay, he casually nuked 7 planets in the simulated solar system, causing supernova level event. What?
That's so funny.
How's that funny?
It's just funny to think about like stuff happening in like a musical number moment.
Yeah?
Like whether it's diegetic or non-diegetic. It's just like being like, he even exploded 7 planets during this musical number. I don't know. It's just funny to me.
Well, 7 planets just died, Clara.
Yeah, it's a simulation, they said.
Then it's not very impressive. It's like me deleting a Minecraft world and saying, like, I just nuked this planet!
Exactly!
So, speaking of which, Clara said she's very excited for the Minecraft movie.
No, we are not talking about the Minecraft movie
This is
on
now
our
now a
good
Minecraft channel.
Christian Helluva Boss Hazbin Hotel podcast.
This is now a Minecraft podcast. So, top 10 Minecrafts. Go.
Steve.
Guess. And?
That's all I know.
Oh, goodness. Tim the Toolman Taylor from Home Improvement.
Who?
From the Home Improvement. He's not even a Minecraft character.
He's not a Minecraft character! Jake from State Farm.
It's not even just that's just a mascot.
It's Jake from State Farm.
Yeah, hilarious. But so Stolas isn't just flashy. Isn't about flashy destruction. He's also got finesse too. Now his scrying and precognition make him a celestial clairvoyant, allowing him to peer into the future or watch events unfold from afar.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah, whether he's foretelling apocalyptic prophecies or conjuring magical windows for the denizens of Wrath to enjoy the harvest moon, his abilities extend far beyond brute force. When it comes to physicality, Stolas is equally unstoppable. He's immortal and unfazed by the harshest environments, easily surviving the vacuum of space.
So you know what's really interesting
Yeah.
is the fact that he is immortal, yet he was like scared of dying.
Because he said that he saw
his premature death.
Yeah, he saw his own death.
But he's immortal. I guess it would have been something to do with like an angel.
That doesn't mean because aren't they not? They're not allowed to attack
Well,
Hellborn, right?
They're not. So I bet clearly the Hellborn have access to angel weaponry.
Yeah,
So a Hellborn could have killed him.
maybe. In the non-canon, that seems to be very common, but in the canon, especially in Hazbin Hotel, it was like a well-kept secret, right?
Yeah.
Because didn't like
Well,
Carmilla-
I mean, what it is that it's not easy to get access to a Carmine weapon. It's expensive,
okay,
is what it is.
yeah, but in the
But they didn't know what they didn't know is that angelic weaponry could harm angels.
Yeah.
Continue.
Oh gosh. Oh,
What?
no.
What did you do? What did you open up to?
I opened up to. Oh great! Now I got to do this again.
Wow, nice job.
Immortality. Okay. So yeah. Anyway, yeah, his oxygen independence. We already talked about that.
Yeah.
We were talking about shapeshifting, star creation.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, with all the celestial might and overwhelming power, Stolas isn't invincible. Now, his Achilles' heels are rooted in forces that transcend even Hell's hierarchy. As one of Hell's most powerful demons, his vulnerabilities are rare but significant, right?
Mm-hmm.
Balancing his godlike capabilities with the ever-present threat of divine retribution and the limitations of his enchanted grimoire. Now, divine intervention serves as the ultimate counter to Stolas' incredible power. Angelic weapons and divine forces can critically injure him and even erase his soul entirely. No healing magic or immortality to save him.
So that's probably something. That's probably one of the things he saw.
Yeah. Now, the mere presence of blessed objects can reduce him from an all-powerful prince to little more than an imp. Now, for instance, even a simple summoner like Izzy, you know Izzy, right?
Yeah, I know Izzy.
Like, who is Izzy?
Sinner.
No. That's one of the characters they might introduce in season 2. Izzy is actually Cherry Bomb's dad.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Do you think they might introduce Arachnus?
No.
You don't think they'll do Arachnus? You think they'll do Molly but not Arachnus?
No, I think they might do Arachnus, but I really hope they change his name.
You don't like Arachnus?
No, I think it's really silly.
Oh my goodness. So, you think they might just have him go by his regular real name, which is Salvatore?
Maybe.
Okay. So, yeah, so Izzy was able to end Stolas' life with a single holy bullet to his neck, proving that he may command the cosmos and divine remains his kryptonite. So, yeah, Izzy kills Stolas. Spoiler alert.
No!
So, Stolas' reliance on his grimoire also presents a critical vulnerability. This ancient tome is a source for his unparalleled abilities, from cosmic manipulation to international travel. While the grimoire amplifies his powers to extraordinary heights, its absence drastically diminishes his capabilities. Without it, Stolas becomes far less formidable.
I can't do anything without my grimoire.
Is that how he talks?
Yeah, that's how he says that line.
I can't do anything without my grimoire.
Without my grimoire, I
What
simply
was
don't
it?
have the power.
What is it? 85? Oh, it'll live your life. You'll be back.
Soon you'll see.
So, yeah. Anyway, should his grimoire ever be destroyed, a terrifyingly real possibility, he could lose everything that makes him a Goetic prince. Leaving him... Yes?
A Goetic prince?
Yeah, a Goetic prince. Leaving him powerless and stripped of his identity. So, there's that.
I see. I understand.
Now let's talk about his relationship with his father, Paimon, which is a tangled web of reverence, pain, and eventual reckoning. So, for much of his life, Stolas deeply admired his father, the mighty king of Goetia, defending Paimon's honor at every turn and yearning for his approval. This unwavering devotion persisted even in the face of Paimon's old indifference and harsh discipline. Stolas grew up realizing his father's behavior, dismissing the physical abuse as forthright parenting, rather than acknowledging the emotional scars it left behind. He even went so far as to carry out atrocities on Earth to earn Paimon's fleeting approval, sacrificing his own moral compass to please the father who barely cared. But even the most resilient facades eventually cracked. The dynamic between father and son undergoes a seismic shift when Stolas loses his royal titles and challenges Lucifer himself, prompting an unceremonious visit from Paimon. It is during this confrontation that Stolas finally begins to reconcile the truth of his childhood, that he was neglected, mistreated, and used as a pawn to uphold the Goetia reputation. For the first time, Stolas stood up for himself, unleashing years of pent-up emotions and holding Paimon accountable for the pain he endured. Do you think we'll ever see that in Helluva Boss?
It's possible.
We don't see Paimon
We're not really seeing Paimon much.
We don't see him outside of... We only saw him, like, in the flashback.
Yeah, we only saw him in the flashback.
We haven't seen him outside of that flashback.
Yeah.
Do you think he might come back if Stolas challenges Lucifer?
Maybe, but I really don't think that that's gonna happen.
Because he's like, I challenge you, Lucifer, and then he's like, what? Amazon
Why?
owns him. Amazon owns him.
Amazon owns him.
He won't let. They won't let us use it.
I can't. Oh.
We won't let them use him. Oh no. So, yeah, I do think that is a thing that Stolas does need to overcome. That would be
I think that there is potential room for there to be a confrontation with Paimon outside of a situation where Stolas challenges Lucifer to a battle.
To a duel or
to
something.
A duel.
And he's like, I'm going to send you to the Shadow Realm. So yeah, the moment is raw and explosive, with Stolas even suggesting a physical confrontation. An act that signals just how far he has come from the obedient son who once idolized his father. Paimon's response, however, is as cold as ever, rejecting Stolas' challenge with icy detachment. Paimon leaves him with an ultimatum: flee forever or face the fallout of his rebellion. This confrontation marks the turning point for Stolas, shattering the illusions he clung to for so long. Yeah. It's a painful but necessary step in his journey towards self-empowerment. As he begins to redefine himself not as a shadow of his father's legacy, but his own being, flawed, defiant, and finally unshackled from the weight of Paimon's expectations.
Yes.
Thoughts?
Good for him.
How dare you. So let's talk about his relationship with his half-brother, Adrolphus.
Yes, let's talk about Adrolphus.
Yeah. So it is a study in bitter resentment and principal restraint. From childhood, their bond was superficial at best, limited to awkward interactions during Goetia gatherings. Adrolphus' relentless envy of Stolas' status and power only deepened the rift between them. While Stolas initially maintained some begrudging tolerance for his half-brother, any semblance of respect disintegrated after Adrolphus began meddling in his already strained family affairs, particularly by manipulating Stella and trying to get close to Octavia, which is weird.
That is very weird.
For Stolas, Adrolphus' behavior isn't just contemptible, it was unforgivable. His brother's ambition to tarnish the family name and endangers Octavia's safety crossed every line. Yet despite those transgressions and Adrolphus' outright hostility, Stolas held firm to his principles even when Adrolphus was at his most vulnerable. Stolas refused to sink to his level by ending his life, choosing to retain his moral high ground in a face of hatred and betrayal.
Good.
However, the feud reached a tragic conclusion when Adrolphus' assault against Stolas backfired spectacularly. Impaled on jagged ice of his own making, Adrolphus was left in unimaginable agony. Though Stolas had every reason to let his brother suffer the consequences of his actions, he couldn't entirely abandon his sense of compassion. Reluctantly, he allowed IMP to deliver a merciful end to Androphus' suffering, choosing mercy over revenge, even for someone who had done everything to deserve the latter. So, yeah. Do you think that's how we should wrap Androphus' storyline in Helluva Boss?
I think that would be really great comeuppance.
that he
Stolas, impales himself,
and then Stolas is like, I could let you die, but then lets IMP kill him.
Yeah.
You think that would be?
Great.
You think Vivzy should do that in the show?
I don't know. I feel like rather than Stolas being like, yeah, IMP, kill him, it would really just be Blitz being like, I'll kill him.
Well, Stolas makes that choice. He makes the active choice of either letting him suffer or letting IMP kill him swiftly. And it's supposed to be him being like...
Oh, I see. I get it. The moral high ground. Because instead of having him suffer a long, terrible death, he gives him a quick death.
Yes.
Through IMP. Yes. I see. So
do you think that would be good for Stolas' character? And a good wrap to Androphus' storyline?
I think it could be interesting. I don't know.
Okay. So, despite the relentless danger and betrayal posed by Androphus, including threats to Octavia's life, and an attempt to tarnish the family legacy, Stolas remained unwavering in his principles, even when faced with defeat and his half-brother's most desperate vulnerabilities. Stolas refused to strike a final blow. Taking Androphus' life, even in retribution, was a line he would not cross, as it would mean stooping to the same treachery and cowardice that defined his adversary. However, Clara. The conflict reached a devastating climax when Androphus' own assault backfired catastrophically by leaving him impaled on jagged life. Wait, I already
said that. You said that part already. Yeah. What? What's going on?
Yeah, okay. Well, IMP kills him.
IMP kills him. Yeah.
Let's talk about Stella.
It
was a relationship that was doomed from the start. A tragic mismatch orchestrated by their families for political gain. Even as a child, Stolas harbored a deep fear and loathing for Stella, a sentiment that only deepened when Paimon informed him of their arranged marriage. The horrifying picture of Stella strangling Hell's puppies was hardly a reassuring introduction. And Stolas wept at the thought of being bound to someone so cruel. Right?
Cruella de Vil.
Yeah, hilarious.
Sorry.
Despite his dread, Stolas made an earnest effort to make the best of their forced union. He tried to be kind and to provide Stella with a happy life. But his efforts were met with nothing but ridicule, abuse, and violence. Stella constantly belittled him for his perceived shortcomings, mocked him in front of others, and physically assaulted him whenever he showed even a hint of defiance. Despite being stronger than her, Stolas never retaliated. His principles forbade him from harming a woman, even as one as cruel as Stella. Instead, he would attempt to retreat from her rage, only for Stella to taunt him further for what she saw as cowardice. So there's that.
Yes.
So what do you think? Stella a good wife?
No.
She's like
very
she's
clearly
the model
not.
of the good wife.
Very clearly not.
No. So their marriage took a dramatic turn for the worse when Stolas began his affair with Blitz.
Yeah.
Sorry, I have your wife, your husband, I mean, because I'm gay.
He's not gay, we know that. He's pansexual.
No!
We saw it.
No, Stella's... Oh, yeah, that's right, because he dated Stella... Not Stella, he dated Verosica.
Verosica Mayday.
Never heard of her. So, Stella's humiliation reached a breaking point after Stolas insulted her in front of her company, and her fury turned vindictive. Her rage manifested in attempts to ruin him entirely, including informing Lucifer of Stolas' deal with Blitz, which put not only his life, but Octavia's life at risk.
Yep.
Despite her escalating cruelty, Stolas grew bolder in his defiance, openly confronting her and refusing to submit to her abuse. However, Stella ultimately succeeded in stripping Stolas of his royal status, taking over his ancestral home and gaining custody of Octavia. She relished in his downfall, celebrating as he was labeled an outlaw and lost nearly everything. Do you think we'll see that?
No.
You don't think you'll see Stella usurping the throne?
No.
What? Why not?
I just don't see that going there.
Okay.
Well, I mean, maybe she'll try. I don't think she'll succeed.
Well, she tried to kill Stolas.
Yeah, she tried to kill Stolas, but she's put a stop to that now.
Okay.
I assume because Adolphus is trying to figure out a better way for her to, I don't know, get stuff.
Yeah. What is this going to happen to Stryker?
You know what? I don't know. He's become really lame.
You don't like the Edward Bosco Stryker? You prefer the Norman Reedus Stryker?
No. It's not that I don't think that the new voice actor is like why he's lame.
He's not being written very well.
I think it's just because now he's sort of been turned into this one bit character of being like, well, darn it, I can't do my freaking job.
Is that how he talks?
Yeah, that's how he talks.
I thought he goes like, howdy, y'all.
Yeah,
y'all.
I used a country accent.
I'ma kill you. Howdy, y'all.
I used a country accent.
So, anyway, so the ultimate confrontation between Stolas and Stella was a culmination of years of animosity and pain. Using Octavia's safety as leverage, Stella lured Stolas into a trap, binding him with sacred rope that nullified his powers. Even in his vulnerable and excruciating state, Stolas faced her with defiance, calling out her hypocrisy and laying bare the impenetrable nature of their relationship. Stella's cruelty knew no bounds, reveling in his suffering as she sought to degrade him further. Amidst the chaos of their final encounter, Stella met her end at the hands of the exorcists, a twist that seemed to elude Stolas entirely. Whether through ignorance or deliberate denial, Stolas appeared oblivious to her demise, leaving her death as an unresolved shadow of their bitterly fractured history. This tragic chapter of his life further underscored the profound struggles Stolas faced when he sought to navigate the treacherous water of love, duty, and the survival in hell. So what do you think?
What do I think about Stolas?
Were you not paying attention?
No. I'm sorry.
So basically what happens is that Stella gets killed by the exorcist.
Right, okay.
Somehow.
They get mixed up. She's a bird, he's a bird.
But they mistake them for sinner demons and not Hellborn?
Yeah.
Because they're not supposed to kill Hellborn.
Oh, right.
So, but...
I'm sure some tragic accident, you know.
And apparently she got killed off screen.
Oh, that's hilarious.
And Stolas never finds out what happens to her. She's just gone.
She's just gone.
So, there's that.
Yeah, I think that's pretty good comeuppance.
But Stolas is never able to close that loop.
Well, I guess, but I mean, it's Stella.
Okay. Let's talk about Octavia. So, it's a heartfelt testament to a father's boundless love. Right, Clara?
Sure.
What? Shining brightly even amid the darkness of hell. For Stolas, Octavia is not just his daughter, but the very center of his existence. From her earliest days, he devoted himself entirely to her happiness, setting aside his duties to ensure she felt cherished and secure. Whether playing together or creating a star as a lasting symbol of their bond. Stolas poured every ounce of his affection into their relationship. Haunted by the prophecy of his untimely death, Stolas began preparing Octavia for a future without him in subtle ways. He taught her his spells and the responsibilities of his role, ensuring that she could fend for himself in his absence. His love drove him to extraordinary lengths, including asking Blitz to protect Octavia if anything happened to him, fearing that Stella might inflict the same abuse on their daughter as she had on him. Yet Stolas kept the truth of his prophecy hidden from Octavia, determined to shield her from the weight of such knowledge, even as Adolphus sought to exploit it to shatter their bond. Who killed Stolas again? I forgot.
Cherry Bomb's dad.
Oh, Izzy did.
Izzy
killed him. So when faced with exile and danger, Stolas chose to return to Hell, risking everything to protect Octavia from Stella and Adolphus' schemes. This act of bravery epitomized the depth of his devotion. However, under their coercion, Stolas was forced to reveal the truth of his prophesied death. a moment that deeply shook Octavia. With the weight of his mortality laid bare, Stolas used the opportunity to express his pride in her and his gratitude for the joy she has brought into his life. She was, in his words, everything Stella wasn't, his shining light. Isn't that nice, Clara?
Yes.
Now, in a poignant turn of events, Octavia discovered her own ice powers during the cinematic battle with Androphus, and Stolas, despite his injuries, couldn't hide his geeky enthusiasm for her newfound strength. His praise was effusive, showcasing the pride he felt for his remarkable daughter. So what do you think? Do you think Octavia should have ice powers?
I don't know. Ice powers seem a little random for her.
Yeah, well, in the non-canon, she has ice powers. She discovers she has ice powers.
Yeah, I got that part.
Think we should see that in the actual series?
Maybe. I don't know. I'm not sure ice really matches her very well.
Doesn't she use like a fire thing to lit like Luna's cigarette that one time?
I think so.
So should she have like fire powers?
I feel like she should just have general magic.
No, that's lame. Lame sauce. Anyway, so after the battle, father and daughter shared a moment of quiet reflection. Stolas, trying to ease the tension, awkwardly commented on Octavia's haircut, but the activity of their situation soon surfaced. He attempted to apologize for keeping the truth of his prophecy from her. But before he could finish, Octavia embraced him tightly, showing her unwavering love and forgiveness. Stolas, overwhelmed, returned the embrace, feeling a profound connection despite their struggles. Right, Clara?
Yes.
Tragically, the reunion was cut short by a sudden and fatal attack from Izzy. In his final moments, Stolas focused entirely on comforting Octavia, urging her to not let this death define her life. He encountered her to embrace the world, build meaningful relationships, and find happiness. As he passed away in her arms, Stolas reassured her that even in death, he would always watch over her.
Aww.
A guardian from beyond. His final words encapsulated the depth of his love, leaving Octavia with a legacy of courage, hope, and unbreakable bond they shared. So what do you think? Do you think they should have Stolas die in Octavia's arms?
No!
You don't think Stolas should die? You don't think
I don't
Izzy
think
would
Stolas
kill
should
him?
die. I don't think Izzy should show up and kill him. No. Of course I don't want that.
I'm Izzy, Cherry Bomb's dad from another show.
From a different show.
I'm the father of a character from a different show.
Character from a completely different show.
And I'm here to kill you.
Ah!
And then, so you don't want to see Stolas die in Octavia's arms?
No.
You want Stolas to die at all?
No, of course I don't want that to happen. Will that happen? I don't know. It might.
That would be very sad.
It would be so sad. I really don't want that to happen.
Okay. So, let's talk about Blitz.
Let's talk about Blitz.
Yeah. Now, it is a tangled web of affection, misunderstanding, and unspoken vulnerability. What began as a transactional one-night stand where Blitz used Stolas for access to his grimoire has spiraled into something much more complex.
Yes.
Stolas, enamored with Blitz, clings onto the hope of something deeper, often masking his feelings with flirtation and humor. His frequent calls to Blitz for business favors are peppered with clingy, suggestive banter, and often threatening undertones. Despite this, Stolas is careful to respect Blitz's autonomy and rare kindness in Hell's cutthroat society. As seen when he ensures Blitz is safely put to bed after drinking too much. Nah. So, for all his grand gestures and doting attention, Stolas seems to genuinely care for Blitz and longs for a real relationship, despite their hierarchical divide. Blitz, however, struggles with the imbalance of their dynamic. He often sees Stolas' affections as shallow, believing that Stolas views him as little more than a plaything for his amusement. This disconnect breeds tension as both demons grapple with their own emotional baggage and unmet needs. In the chapter, Let Blind Idiot Gods Lay, the two are forced to team up to confront Hell's looming apocalypse. Setting aside the lingering fallout of their infamous encounter at Ozzy's, while the mission forces them to cooperate. Blitz can't resist addressing the elephant in the room, bluntly asking Stolas if he truly loves him, or if he's simply enamored with the way Blitz makes him feel. Stolas, caught off guard, offers an uncharacteristically honest response. He admits that he cares, but while he cares for Blitz, what he truly craves is the affection Blitz provides. a reflection of the love Stolas was never truly received. The admission stings Blitz, confirming his fears that Stolas' feelings might be more about filling his own emotional void than genuine love. So what do you think?
Yeah, I don't know what to say in response to that. That's just how their relationship is.
But despite their tensions, Clara,
Uh-huh.
the two managed to navigate the dangers of the Dark Tapestry. You know the Dark Tapestry.
I sure
with
don't.
Stolas going as so far as to protect Blitz from Adolphus's ice minions. Their fragile partnership deepens when Stolas confides in Blitz about his prophesied death and his fears for Octavia's future under Stella's care. In a rare moment of vulnerability, Stolas asks Blitz to protect Octavia if he were to die, even calling Blitz the best demon he knows. While Blitz brushes off the compliment with his trademark sarcasm, the weight of Stolas' request clearly affects him. Reluctantly, he agrees to look over after Octavia, though not without expressing frustration at the responsibility being thrust upon him. So, yeah, there's that. Let's talk about Charlie.
Let's talk about Charlie.
Good. You want to talk about Charlie?
Let's talk about Charlie.
So, Charlie, Clara's favorite Helluva boss character.
Incorrect.
What? How dare you? So, I thought you liked Charlie.
She's not my favorite, though.
So the once rare bright spot in their... So, it's a friendship between Stolas and Charlie was the once rare bright spot in both of their lives. They bonded over their shared love of gardening, with Stolas frequently offering advice on how to care for a demonic garden. Their camaraderie expanded to social gathering, where they found solace in each other's company amidst the chaos of Hell's aristocracy. Stolas, uncharacteristically respectful, admired Charlie's position and ideals, making him one of the few demons who genuinely treated her with dignity. However, their friendship came crashing down when Blitz revealed to Charlie the truth behind Stolas' illegal dealings. The revelation that Stolas had been recklessly handing out his grimoire, endangering Hell's secrecy, and enabling mass human casualties for personal gain shattered Charlie's trust. Her reaction was explosive. In a rare display of fury, she confronted Stolas, her rage and disappointment spilling over as she screamed at him with unrelenting intensity. Charlie's anger was not only rooted in the risk he posed to Hell, but also in the portrayal of the values she thought they shared. Do you think that's something Charlie would actually do?
Charlie just doesn't seem like a burn bridges kind of girl. You know what I mean? Not canon Charlie, at least.
Yeah. So Charlie found out that he was letting Blitz and INP just run amok on Earth, getting more demons in Hell and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Do you think she'll be really upset about that?
I feel like she would be upset over it. I feel like she would be in her anger, and then she would, come out and forgive and help them towards, being better people.
Yeah. We kind of see that also when she found out that Vagia was actually a fallen angel.
Yeah. Because she wasn't upset about the fact that she was an angel.
She was upset that you lied to me.
Exactly.
I'm not mad that you... I'm not mad that you
mad
diarrheaed all over the department store. I'm
What?
mad that you weren't honest. It was a Family Guy bit.
Oh, okay. That's gross.
And then Stewie is like, I care very much. I care a great deal. That I was diarrheaed on.
Okay.
So do you think Stolas and Charlie were good friends growing up, and there was the only thing that was the best part of his childhood? I mean, that's...
Maybe?
What do you mean maybe?
What do you mean? You asked me a question that didn't make sense.
Oh, whatever. I said, do you think Charlie and Stolas were actually friends growing up? Do you think we'll see that in the actual shows?
No!
What?
Because
Why not?
it's very clearly separate.
I mean, they take place in the same universe, so it's good. It's obvious. It makes sense that two children.
He already
of royal birth
has
would
a
have
childhood friend, and that's...
Did they separate for a long time and then you get reunited?
Yeah, and then he never had any other friends after that.
Okay. So despite her fury, Charlie couldn't completely abandon her respect for Stolas as a father. She reminded him, even in her rage, that Octavia still loves and admires him, subtly urging him to hold on to what mattered most. It was unclear that punishing Stolas for his actions brought her no satisfaction. Instead, it seemed to weigh heavily on her, a painful duty rather than an act of vengeance. For Stolas, the fallout was devastating. He confided in his grimoire, expressing lingering feelings of friendship
Lingering feelings
toward Charlie despite their estrangement.
Mm-hmm.
In his heart, he still considers her a friend, even though he knows that their bond may never be repaired. Do you think they will ever be friends again?
I guess we'll never know because it's the non-canon.
No! Let's talk about Valentino. So basically, Valentino is just a big butthole to Stolas.
Mm-hmm.
And
well, we've heard about their relationship before and how much they don't like each other.
Right. So we basically know that.
Yeah.
We can skip that.
And we also know his relationship with Vox.
Right. Let's talk about Asmodeus then.
Okay.
Asmodeus is a tense and complex mix of respect, fear, and humility. Okay, so Stolas deeply reveres Asmodeus, right?
Yeah.
Understanding that much of his power and position in hell stems from the king's influence. So, however, in recent years, their dynamic was soured, largely due to Stolas' controversial relationship with Blitz for some reason. Even though he's dating
Fizzaroli.
It makes sense. Asmodeus takes delight in mocking Stolas, often referred to him as weak, desperate, relishing in the opportunity to diminish his once proud Goetic prince. His taunts are cutting, targeting Stolas' vulnerability and openly deriding his choice to pursue an imp. Okay? A relationship that has wreaked havoc on Stolas' family life and loyal reputation. Yet, amidst his ridicule, Asmodeus offers a twisted form of praise, noting that Stolas' destructive lust aligns with perfectly in the spirit of dominion over desire and indulgence. For Stolas, Asmodeus' taunts cut deeply, exacerbating his feelings of shame and inadequacy, even as he struggles to reconcile his own desires as the exaltation of his station, while he continues to respect the King of Lust for his power and influence. He also seems haunted by the knowledge that his choices have cost him not just Asmodeus' favor, but also his dignity he once held. Belphegor!
Okay, Belphegor.
Belphegor, is as peculiar as it's entertaining, right? It's their friendship, quote unquote, built on a foundation of shared history and the inexplicable fondness for ice cream, which I think is like ice cream. Despite their vastly different personalities and ranks, there is an odd mutual respect between the two. Belphegor, who's the king of sloth, surprises many by addressing Stolas with lofty titles like Prince Stolas and the Grand Prince, showing a degree of esteem that seems out of character for his typically apathetic demeanor, because he's slothful. However, this doesn't stop him from flipping a switch when Stolas' sharp tongue gets the better of him. Belphegor's veiled threats, like unleashing drones armed with blessed bullets over minor slights.
Just talk normally.
And more theatrical than genuine.
Okay.
Stolas, fully aware of Belphegor's lethargic nature and reluctance to follow through, meets these bluff in his usual mix of wit and defiance. Their exchanges often devolve into playful sparring, with Stolas unafraid of challenging the King of Sloth's posturing. Ultimately, their dynamic is a curious mix of rivalry, camaraderie, and their shared ties to the Goetia family, providing a subtle backdrop to familiarity. And that's it.
Fantastic.
We're done. So, that's pretty much the non-canon of Stolas. What do you think we should see from the non-canon to here, to the new one, to the show?
I don't know with this one, because there seems to be just a lot of pretty similarities between Stolas' story in the canon and in the non-canon.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to see him sort of facing Paimon and facing his father,
Mm-hmm.
and talking about that sort of trauma that he endured.
Right. So I do think there needs to be a thing where he confronts Paimon, in the non-canon. There does need to be a thing where he does something about Androphis. I don't know. I think it would be really interesting to see that he gets killed by him choosing to have IMP kill Androlphus.
Yeah.
I don't
Mercy
know.
kill.
What do you think about the whole thing with Stella's rap, where she gets killed by Exorcist?
I don't know. I think it would be really funny if she just died off camera and then Stolas just didn't know what happened to her.
I think that'd be very lame.
I
There'd be
feel like
riots in the streets.
I think it would be so hilarious.
I think it'd be very dumb. I think a lot of people would not be happy with that.
No, I would be very happy, and I would laugh. I would laugh so loud. That's probably not going to happen though.
They get the Edna Krabappel treatment where the voice actress died of pneumonia, and then in the show they were like, oh, she's just dead now.
Yes.
Don't ask how or why. She's dead, but
Yeah.
the character's dead. But I also think you also said you don't want Stolas to die or by Izzy's hand.
I'd rather that not happen.
And even though that is very emotionally charged, I don't think they ever had like a plot line where Stolas predicts his own death.
No, we did not see something like that.
That's basically the entire story. It seems like in the non-canon, Stolas' entire storyline hinges upon his prophecy of his own death. Mm-hmm. That's why he was married off to Stella and all this other stuff.
Yeah, but we don't really see that in the canon. It's just that he was married off without much reason.
Yeah. Unless there's something Paimon's not telling him.
Oh.
Maybe it's like, I think you're going to die soon. That's why I married you off.
Maybe. I don't know.
So yeah, that's pretty much it. What do you prefer? Do you prefer show canon Stolas or non-canon Stolas?
I think I'd prefer canon Stolas.
What? Why not? Why?
Well, who do you prefer? Why do you say what? As if that's some sort of surprise.
I think they're like the same.
They're pretty the same, but I prefer non-canon. Not canon. I prefer canon Stolas. Only because I feel like while he does have like his anxieties and that sort of stuff, I feel like it's not as much.
Not as much as in the non-canon?
Yeah.
Okay. I do think that Stolas does like overcome a lot in the non-canon, and then he dies. Mm-hmm. We have yet to see Stolas overcome anything, especially.
Well, I'd say that he's sort of overcome like his feelings of. It's hard to explain. He's definitely in the works of overcoming.
Well, he's still. They still have a falling out with Blitz. They haven't fixed that yet.
Yeah, but I don't think that that's a him problem.
It's more of a Blitz problem.
It's a Blitz problem.
And
I think Stolas is finally like trying to,
What's Stolas doing now? Just being sad?
No, he is. To me, it seems like he's trying to. How do I say this? Like being more nice to himself.
Uh-huh.
Like he deserves more than what Blitz is giving him right now.
Yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. And I feel like he knows that. But I like obviously there's still that part of him that like still wants to be with Blitz but like in a proper way. Mm-hmm. And he's not gonna indulge Blitz unless he gets that.
All right. Well, let's see how it is like in the next 2 episodes.
Yep. We'll see.
Mastermind and in Sinsmith. Mary Sinsmith, Clara.
Mary Sinsmith, Nathaniel.
Yeah. Alrighty. Well, I've been Nathaniel Avila.
And I've been Clara Avila.
Bye.
Bye.